Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Today we are looking at the Manchester derby that is taking place at the Etihad Stadium on Sunday in the WSL as the WSL returns from its winter break. Now, it's a big game at the top of the WSL, second taking on fourth, with 1 point separating the two sides as we start this second half of the season. For Manchester City, they'll be hoping that they can get back to winning ways after what was a bit of a disappointing end to 2024, losing in the Champions League to Barcelona and losing in the league to Everton before this winter break. But afterwards, they got their win last weekend against Ipswich Town in the FA Cup, where they were able to welcome back Viviana Miedema from her injury and also handed a debut to January signing Rebecca Knack. So Gareth Taylor's side will be hoping that they can get back up and running again in the league and find how they were firing on all cylinders previously before that loss to Everton. But they are still expected to be without Lauren Hemp and Khadija Bonnie Shaw, who are recovering from injuries. So that may play into the advantage of Manchester United, who themselves will be hoping to get 2025 off to a good start. They obviously picked up a win in the FA Cup last weekend against lower league opposition West Bromwich Albion, and they've been okay at times this season, nothing fantastic for Mark Skinner's side. For Manchester United, they will be without JC Ferreira, who Mark Skinner confirmed in his press conference on Friday. She won't be playing as she's been given compassionate leave after a passing in her family, and we send all our thoughts and prayers to JC and her family at this difficult time. However, on the positive side, the Red Devils were able to welcome back Ella Toone last weekend after she had missed quite a few games at the back end of 2024 due to injury, and she was able to score last weekend. So it is good news on that front for Manchester United. The game on a whole, I think it's going to be a really competitive game. Manchester City know how to score the goals, even without Bonnie Shaw and Lauren Hemp. Obviously, you look at Miedema up top, potentially Mary Fowler, Jill Roord. So they still have a plethora of options, even if they don't have their top goal scorer in that. And then on the flip side, Manchester United have the best defensive record in the WSL this season, only conceding 3 goals. Fallon Tullis-Joyce has been absolutely exceptional since taking over the number 1 reins from Mary Earps, who left in the summer. And then as well, the back line has looked really solid. So it's going to be an interesting battle at the Etihad Stadium. Looking at previous meetings last season, Manchester City won all 3, twice in the league and 1 in the then called Conti Cup. So Gareth Taylor's side have the upper hand in terms of recent battles. And when it comes to the two sides facing off at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City do seem to be able to go into that next gear and become somewhat of a side that Manchester United don't want to be facing. But I think overall this game is going to be a really close battle between the two sides. Mark Skinner said in his press conference that he wants his side to be attacking, and we saw when they weren't attacking against Chelsea the other week, they were really poor and ended up losing the game, didn't have any shots or until really late in the game. So it was something that they need to do if they are wanting to be competing in the Champions League football next season. And with a win over Manchester City, they would leapfrog them in terms of league position, and based on overall results, so how Arsenal get on this weekend themselves, they could even leapfrog Arsenal if they were to drop points. So it's still a lot to play for Manchester United as we head into the second half of the season. Manchester City themselves will be hoping that they can potentially close the gap to Chelsea at the top. It is currently standing at 6 points, so they would want to keep it to 6 points if possible. Obviously, Chelsea, you would expect to win their game earlier on the Sunday against West Ham United. But if they drop points, and Manchester City will then be definitely hoping that they can catch Sonia Bompastor's side with a victory. A bit of transfer news coming out regarding Manchester City. They look set to sign Brazilian Carolyn from North Carolina Courage after she announced that she wouldn't be re-signing with them, so she's become a free agent. And reports from ESPN Brazil is that Carolyn is set to fly to Manchester and undergo a medical ahead of signing a contract until 2028. And she had previously been linked with Manchester United, but a move didn't materialise, so she seems to be heading over to the blue side of Manchester. So it remains to be seen when that gets confirmed. Obviously, she won't be available to play in this weekend, but it's a fantastic addition for Gareth Taylor's side to have it at their disposal heading into the second half of this season, especially when they have the likes of Hemp and Shaw to come back from their injuries as well. And also in that article from ESPN Brazil, it was saying that then would allow Chloe Kelly to leave, and she'd been linked with a move to Arsenal. So it'd be a bit of a domino effect in that sense. And with 2 weeks left to go in the winter transfer window here in England, make sure you're following us on all our social pages for all the latest news and stories for transfer deals and everything else. Make sure you subscribe to our free to subscribe newsletter, womensfootballtalk.substack.com. We have plenty of posts going out over there. And in the meantime, make sure you subscribe and like on this and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours. And in the meantime, we'll see you soon.